Well, before I begin my homily, I want to just point out some things. The Advent books are here. Advent starts next weekend. The Advent books are here. And so this is important. That's only $1. I know they're very popular. What I got is what I got. So on the way up, if you want your Advent book. Number 2, the apothec is here. The apothec is here. If you want that, that's also, it's $1. This covers the cost there. And the candles are back there as well. Also, how many of you have a cell phone? Anybody here have a cell phone? Raise your hand if you have a cell phone. Bring your cell phone next week. Let me repeat that. Bring your cell phone next week. And you know you're going to get that announcement before Mass to turn it off. Don't turn it off, because you're going to need that cell phone for the homily next week. We are launching our new website, and we want to be able to download right away. Now, some of you out there, I see a lot of young people out there, so you're going to be safe because your kids will be there to show you how to do it. But if you don't have a kid, get one. Or bring a grandkid. You know that commercial, the kids visit the grandparents say, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. This doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work." Yeah, well, let's face it, the kids know how to work all this stuff. So bring it so that they'll probably do it in 2 or 3 touches of the phone. So bring your phone next week. Also, before I begin my homily, on St. Nicholas Day, good St. Nick, December the 6th, we're having a beautiful service in the evening. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. It is an Advent service. It combines our lectors and our youth groups with readings and reflections, and it concludes with me offering the sacrament of anointing to all who come. So December 6th, St. Nicholas Day, 7 p.m. in the church. Okay, today's gospel reading, the separating of the sheep and the goats. When I was in seminary at St. Malachy, St. Meinrad, begins with an M, at St. Meinrad, I had an opportunity to see how the sheep and the goats were separated. I was on a trip in the Holy Land, and we were in Shechem, actually, where Joshua had kept the 10 Commandments. It's a valley today, lots of garlic they grow. And we're at the old temple site, and there's a water pump there, because everything they build, they made sure it was close to a water site. And today there's a pump, and the pump fills a giant trough to take care of the sheep. And these 2 shepherds came down, and they came down with their flocks, and the flocks commingled, and they got their water. And Father Castell, who was with us, he says, "Watch this. You'll see how they separate the flocks. The one shepherd goes to one side, the other shepherd goes to the other, and they call out in a voice. They have a particular song that they recite, and the sheep follow the voice of their shepherd." Like a magic, the flocks separate. They follow the voice. They follow the voice. Because when the sheep is born, the shepherd is there and speaks into the sheep's ear. You know the story about the lost sheep? The guy carries it back. He's not carrying it back because the sheep hurts. He's carrying it back so he can basically talk into the ear of the sheep so the sheep doesn't forget his voice and doesn't get lost again. When Jesus has the people in front, the flock is separated by the voice. Those who spent their lives listening and heeding to the voice of God realize that if you really are a follower of Christ, you see Christ present in other people. You see Christ present in the hungry. You see Christ present in the sick. You see Christ present in those with few clothes. You see Christ present with those who are in prison. You see Christ present in those people. And so you respond to their needs. But if you listen to the voice of the world, which is only interested in how much money you get, and it's all about you, and forget everybody else, these people, these poor, the indigent, the prisoners, people like that, well, the world will tell you, that's their problem, not yours. That's what the world. The voice that you listen to in the course of your lifetime will determine at the last day whether you're going to be on the king's right side or you're going to be on the king's left side. Because if you spent a lifetime heeding the voice, because when he says, when did we ever see you hungry or sick and not tend to you, says those on the left. Well, Jesus said, well, if you didn't see that in the least of these, you didn't do anything for me. Because our love from God is not meant to be kept to ourselves. Our love for God is meant to be shared. Shared, of course, with our family and friends, but also shared with those who are in need. So we do periodically have various things to help us exercise that sharing. We had a wonderful clothing drive earlier this year. I know a lot of people brought food for the Thanksgiving Day baskets, and it's all appreciated. And so now we have our Christmas giving tree here. So in the course of getting ready for the Christmas season, maybe put out a little gift or do something for someone who is hungry or someone who is lonely or someone who could use a little, show that there's a little love for them in this world. And thereby showing to the Lord that, yes, I do see Christ present in you.